Hey guys, it's Jasmine's Arch, aka Jasmine, and I'm going to be your brow expert. So, listen, just to give you guys a little background, I have been in the brow business for, over 20 years, and I've been blessed to be working with Anastasia Beverly Hills. And so, she could say she was my mentor. She still is. And I am also currently still working at the salon. So, if you're ever in Beverly Hills, you want to come by and say hello. Okay, so I'm going to talk all about tweezing and trimming your hair today. And I'm going to talk about why it's important to have really good tools. So obviously I'm going to use a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills products. But I'm sure some of you guys, or if not all of you guys, have tweezers. And if you don't have a scissor, you'll know why it's important to have a really good scissor. So I'll talk about just little ways in making marks and kind of creating a stencil, so that way when you're tweezing your hair, it's going to be a little bit easier. So you may want to have a pencil or fill in your eyebrows just the way you like it first. So listen, I love our tweezers. I know some of you guys probably use maybe one of those little pointed tweezers. I like the angle one only because I like to rest the tweezer on my skin. And so by having that angle right there, it really just kind of helps me to, not really bounce that much. And it helps me to anchor the tweezer on my skin. And also I can grab a little bit more than just one hair. I also like this tweezer because that it's made really, really well. She still, I believe, has it made from Italy. So the construction of it is good. The tweezer it's not always about just the front here. It's the whole thing, right? You want it to clamp really well. You want it to pull the hair just in the area that you want to. And you don't want the hair to be cut. I know that some of you guys probably have either sharpened your tweezers or have a tweezer that can be sharpened. Although I don't know if that's really good for the tweezer and if it really works. And if it does, great. But I'm a little weary in taking the hair, or at least the whole hair, because I think I found some of them to like cut the hair. And you don't want that. You want it to clamp just enough to pull the hair out. So again, you've drawn in your eyebrows. Mine are perfectly done because mine are tattooed. So I wasn't born with a lot of hair like some of you guys. And I am an artist as well. So I have created a nice full perfect eyebrows with the magic of these brow pencils that we have. So listen, I am going to show you guys not just to tweeze properly, but I'm going to show you guys why it's important to trim your hair. And this is the part that gets a little trickier, so I might spend a little bit longer on how to properly trim your eyebrows. But just real quickly, again, draw in your eyebrows first. Use even a dark color if you have to. And any hair that's not in the penciled area, that's what you would tweeze, right? And the best way to tweeze, if you guys aren't already doing this, is before you get the tweezer ready, you want to put a little bit of like some sort of cream or like a Vaseline, something that's going to be where you don't have to catch the skin. You want the tweezer to just smoothly guide over your eyelid without pulling the skin, because that is not good, right? Okay, so you got the Vaseline or anything that's kind of with a little bit of slip on your skin. You have it mapped out. And so what you want to do is pull the hair in the direction that it's growing. So if the hair is growing that way, then you just pull that way. And if the hair is growing this way, that's what you want to do. You just want to pull in that direction. So again, whichever the direction of the hair is growing, that's the direction you pull the hair. And also, if you have those little stubbies that are so stubborn to come off, well then that's when you want to just grab the little guy, and you can feel it, right? You just want to get that out. It's not coming out. Then that's when you just go in the opposite direction. So if you clamp on the stubby and just pull it in the opposite direction, most of the time it will come off, I think. But I hope that helps. So listen, we got the tweezer out of the way, and now it's time for the scissor trimming. And you're going to notice that I'm going to always say trimming, snip. I don't like to use the word cutting. Cutting makes me think you're going to just chop it all off, or you've seen hair, or you might have made that mistake where you're like cut and then you're like, okay, now it just kind of looks like a I don't know, like you just mowed it right off, and it just doesn't look cute, right? And you can't go back from that. But the good thing about over trimming is that the hair will grow, not when you're over tweezing. So here's a few little tips in the trimming department. Good scissor, that counts. Why? Because you want the scissor, see, hear that? You want the scissor to just gently close. You don't want it to be so just, wobbly, and you don't want it to be too stiff either. So you want that to just kind of lightly close in. You notice that I do this, right? It's not so sharp, so you're not going to hurt yourself, well, hopefully. So you need it sharp enough, but not too sharp. And you're always going to use the scissor this wide. You never want to open it this much, and you don't obviously want it this little. You just need it just enough to where the hair is going to go in. So again, you just want it open up just this much. And you want to have a spoolie brush or a brow pencil with the little spoolie there. And what you're going to do is you're going to brush up your hair. Now, trust me, I do have some hair on there, on me. And so you're going to just brush it straight up. And you're going to notice, and some of them are just going to go straight out, right? So you're going to know, oh, well, that one I could clearly snip. But you just comb all the way up. And don't forget, you're going to use your other finger. So you got one hand holding the scissor, your other hand, you're going to use the index finger. And you're just going to go right up to the mirror. And you're going to press on the eyebrows, just right on top of your eyebrows. So when you press on it like this, you're going to notice some of the hair sticking up. You're like, aha, that's what I trim. And the great thing about the finger being right there is that you can't take any more out than the ones that are sticking up. And the other reason why I love this scissor is that if you just lay it on the skin above the eyebrow, because this is what you're going to use to glide. If you just kind of like freehand it, guarantee you will bounce. I bounce. So if you just lay it on the skin is going to prevent it from bouncing, and you kind of get like a little guide there, right? Notice how I'm just kind of moving it back and forth. So again, your finger is on the eyebrow, pushing the hair up, and any hair that's sticking up, that's where you just kind of glide it over it and snip. Okay, so kind of easy, right? Now the places you want to avoid trimming, or maybe trimming a lot, is right around the arch area, and especially in the ends. This is where we don't have as much hair. So if you take off too much there, then it's going to look either your brow's going to look too skinny, or you're going to have this kind of flat look. Not cute, right? So you don't want to do that. Anyway, so just a little bit of snipping here and there will go a long way. And again, going back to if you have fine hair, you want to snip that little tip. So that way it kind of gives it that thicker look. So I hope that helps. And if you guys have any questions, please write that down. And if you like what you saw, if you feel like you've learned something, make sure you subscribe, because that way you guys will get some more of my videos where I'm going to talk more about just brow shapes and how can I get my brows even. And my hair is curly or it's straight or it grows straight down. What do I do? So again, you're going to learn everything that I have learned over the 20 years of doing eyebrows. And I'm still there, guys. So I still love it. I still love shaping eyebrows, showing people what they can do. So again, I hope I showed you guys what you guys can do. So thanks for joining me. Bye.